Well, hello. Oh gosh. My name is Callie and today I am here to record my first video about me being a teen mother and also a bit about my weight gain. I've made this video so many times. I made it once when I was like 38 weeks, well, like 30 weeks pregnant. Once when I was like already had her, she was like 3 months old, and then now I'm doing it again. And sorry if I run out of breath a lot. I'm a bit sick, so like I can't really breathe out of my nose very well. I am on my bed because it's the most comfy place to tell a story like this, and so hopefully it'll make me more comfortable in front of the camera. Nothing can really like prepare you for telling these types of stories in front of a camera, if that makes any sense. It's just hard, especially for me. I don't know why it's so hard, but yeah. And I've always wanted to do YouTube videos. I've always wanted to do YouTube videos, and so even before I got pregnant, I wanted to be a YouTuber so bad. And so this channel won't be just about me and my daughter, and although like yeah, it's gonna have a lot of my daughter in it, it's not gonna be all about that, which I'll get more into in another video, because this one is going to be about my teen pregnancy story. So it all begins, I was 17, I did have a boyfriend at the time, and we met at a party because I was one of those girls that was friends with a decent amount of people, and I would go out and I'd go to parties, and like, I mean, I was a cheerleader for most of high school. I was in like Oak Street, which is a music, like a show choir type of thing. Yeah, I was just like in that kind of crowd. And so I had a boyfriend at the time, and we had been dating for about 2 weeks, and then he went off to college and we made it kind of official that we were in a relationship. And he was probably at college for about 2 weeks. I had went into a doctor's appointment to get on birth control because we were sexually active, and I was not on birth control. And so I did go into a doctor's appointment to get on birth control. And during that appointment, you have to take a pregnancy test just to make sure that you aren't pregnant before you get put on birth control. And so, you know, I go in, and at this point, like, I have no idea, like, at all. Like, I don't have any symptoms that I believe. Like, I don't feel pregnant at all. Like, I was not nervous whenever they said they were taking a pregnancy test at all. I was just like, you know, like, go for it. And I'm just sitting there waiting, and the door's kind of like cracked open a bit. And so I'm sitting here just waiting and waiting. And then in the hallway, I hear one of the nurses go, "Well, she's pregnant." And I was like, okay, they're not talking about me, because like, you know, there's other people here. They could be talking about someone else could be taking a pregnancy test. So I just like had myself convinced that it wasn't me, like, I'm good. But no, this nurse comes in, and she has that look on her face, you know, like she's about to tell you something and you're not gonna like it. I'm just like, okay, just tell me. She's like, you are pregnant. And honestly, like, I did get like really anxious, but I wouldn't say that I got really sad right away. I think I was kind of just like shocked, if anything. But I did start crying. I didn't feel like it was out of sadness. Like, I don't remember being sad in that moment. I cry a lot. I cry very easily. But yeah, so I just don't really believe it. And I'm just like, no, like, that can't be. I'm not pregnant. Like, what? So I call up my best friend, who's like at work right down the street. I drove past her work on my way to this appointment. Had just been talking to her before the appointment, talking about this appointment. Her name's Allie, and she has a YouTube channel. Go hit her up, Allie Scalzi. She's pretty great. I call her, and I'm just like, Allie, like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, what? She's like, no, you're not. And I was like, yeah, I am. Like, I'm serious. Like, you know how I had that appointment? Well, I had to take a test, and it came back positive, and I'm pregnant. Oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. She's like, you'll be okay, just calm down. And in that moment I really needed her, but she was at work, so you know, like she couldn't stay on the phone for very long, but she was still there for me even though she was at work. I will never be able to thank her enough for being able to talk to me like that in that time. After that, they had a social worker come in and talk to me. It'll be okay, we can figure this out. Are you gonna tell your mom? Me and my mom have a really good relationship. There was like no question in my mind of me telling my mom. I already knew that I was gonna go home that night and I was gonna tell her. We're that close, we tell each other everything. I called one of my old childhood friends who has had a child at a young age. She got 15 and pregnant. She had her baby by 16. I went and met with her and sat down with her and talked to her about everything. And I ended up calling my boyfriend at the time and telling him, and obviously he freaked out. I'm not really gonna get into a whole lot with him because we are not together anymore. Obviously he wasn't very happy. I knew in my heart that no matter what, I was going to keep this baby and that I was going to be a mom. It was never a question to me from that first day. Right whenever they told me, I knew that I could do it. You know, me sitting here 17 years old, I'm about to go into I'm in my senior year of high school, beginning of my senior year. I still never questioned myself on whether I could be a mother, which I mean was really different for my story compared to other people's stories, because a lot of teen moms get a lot more scared about this. And yeah, I didn't know what to expect and I was nervous, but I wouldn't say that I ever questioned myself. The hardest thing throughout my pregnancy to go through was obviously telling my family. I struggled a lot with telling my family. I just didn't want anyone to be upset with me or think badly of me, because I was one of those girls who I really respect my elders and I really respect my family and I want them to think highly of me, and so it was really hard for me to tell them. But one thing that helped me get through my whole pregnancy was YouTube. I would watch videos and videos and videos of teen moms on YouTube. It helped me so much throughout my whole journey. One of the main channels that I would watch was Dear Grayson. I've watched her since the beginning. Even she had gotten pregnant I think a year before me, because her baby's just about to turn 2. Grayson is about to turn 2 now, and I have been following her journey since the beginning, which was really cool for me because I mean now her channel is so big from whenever it first started, and but yeah, she's really helped me a lot. That channel was the main channel that I watched throughout my pregnancy. That and Acacia Brindley. So like Acacia Brindley Kersey, her family really helped me out as well, because she was a young mom and she had kind of the same mindset as me, as like she's always wanted to have kids young and she knew that she could do it whenever she had gotten pregnant. And so I looked up to her a lot. The main thing that I did struggle with throughout my pregnancy was I had gained a lot of weight. I started off my pregnancy weighing about 175, but I am 5'7" and a half, like probably about 5'8". I also had a bit of muscle because I was a cheerleader. I was really small, and I'll even like insert some pictures or something. I did gain a lot of weight through my pregnancy. I ended up gaining a total of like 40 pounds. I ended my pregnancy weighing 235. A lot of it was swelling. I swelled up a whole lot, and I also ate a lot. I kind of ate my feelings out whenever I was pregnant. I didn't ever get morning sickness. I think the other biggest thing, other than like me being hungry 24/7, was I was super sleepy, and I would get really lightheaded really easily, and I got this thing called PUPS on my tummy, so I was really itchy on my stomach, and I didn't really get like the redness as much as it just was super itchy everywhere, like 24/7 on my legs, like everywhere. And so those are my main symptoms while pregnant, and biggest one was probably the eating and the sleeping, which just like didn't help out because I just didn't want to really do much. I was like, other than working, which I did all throughout my pregnancy, I worked and worked and worked. I worked almost every day, about 27 to 32 hours a week, all the way up until I was 8 months. So really far. It was really hard for me in that way because I got really self-conscious, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm still really self-conscious, but I'm just trying to be happier with the way I look because as much as I want to do something about it, and obviously I'm going to, I'm not happy with the way I look. It's just a whole other journey on its own. Right now I'm really focused on my daughter. That's my main focus, and hopefully YouTube. I really want to get into this. If you guys like this video, then please subscribe and hit that like button down below, and also please leave me questions in that comment section below, because my next video I will be answering any questions you guys have for me if I get enough. If not, it might be a little more about my story of while I was pregnant and what happened with that, how I told my family, all that. And I hope this kind of got an idea of who I am, what my journey has been. I will get so much more into it, but questions help because I don't really know exactly everything to talk about if I don't get questions. So yeah, I hope you guys really like this video. I will see you again soon.